Okay, so I'll show you how to customize scaffolds for your Knowledge Forum community. So just before I begin, I'll just explain some of the language we use, because I'll refer to what I call scaffold sets and then scaffold supports, like individual supports, and I'll just go through a note to clarify what I mean by that. Okay, so here we see the scaffolds on the left-hand side of the note. So we see that there's what we call the scaffold set name, this is the theory building scaffold set, and under here are the individual scaffold supports that correspond to this set. Now if I click this drop down menu, I can see that there are 3 different scaffold sets available to me in this particular Knowledge Forum community. Everyone that gets a Knowledge Forum community starts with the theory building set. That's the default built in. But here you can create your own sets. Okay, so we've already created 2 other sets here, and I just have to click on them to get access to those individual supports. So I can toggle back and forth between sets if I want to. Okay. So you can do one of 2 things. You can edit existing sets. So say if I only want to have 3 or 4 of these individual supports for my theory building, or if I want to add on to the theory building set, I can do that, or I can create an entirely new set from scratch. Okay, so I'll show you both ways. So to work with scaffolds, you want to go over here to the left-hand toolbar and click on this scaffolds icon. Okay, and this window will open up for you. And what you'll see here is the scaffold repository. So these are all of the different scaffold sets that have been created for this Knowledge Forum community. You'll notice that there's an extra one here, test. And this scaffold set, you're able to activate which scaffolds that you want to have in your notes at a particular time. So we only saw the theory building, scientific observation, and historical thinking sets because those were the ones that are activated. And I'll show you how to do that at the end. But say for instance you want to go in and you want to edit the theory building set. You'll just scroll over and click on this link and a new window will open up. And it'll give you access to these individual supports. Okay, so you can delete some supports or you can add on to this existing set. So if I want to delete, you just hit the garbage can. Are you sure you want to delete? Okay, and then you see it disappear. If you want to add it in again or add in another customized support, you just type it into this new support bar, click new support over here on the right, and you'll see it show up down here. When you're done, just go to the bottom right hand side here and click contribute and then finish editing. So you'll notice that that feature is kind of similar to when you're saving a note. And when you press finish editing, it'll bring you back to the scaffold page. And if that's all you want to do, you can just go back to your Knowledge Forum screen and you'll be able to see those scaffolds that you just edited. Okay, so here we see this, our Rise Above idea is the one that we both deleted and then put back. Okay, so you'll see them all here. Now, if you want to create an entirely new set, we'll start from scratch here. Again, go over here to the left, hit the scaffold icon. This window will open up. What you'll have to do first is enter a title for your scaffold set. So I'll say primary theory building. And I'll click add new scaffold. And I can see that that scaffold set shows up down here. Now I have to go in and add the individual supports. So I'll select that. And I'll start writing my supports. So this first one will be the same as in the theory building set we already have. I'm going to write I wonder instead of I need to understand. I'll write new information plus source. So I want to add a little bit to that scaffold so that students can get used to sourcing their information. Okay, and I'll say our improved idea. Okay, so when I'm done adding all of my supports, I'll just go over here and click contribute to the bottom right, finish editing. Okay, so then it'll take me back to this page. Now I want to draw your attention to something at this point, because if you notice, if you were to go back to your Knowledge Forum view and then check inside of your note, see, we still aren't able to see that new scaffold set that I just created. And that's because we have to enable it. We have to activate it first, which is a step you don't have to do if you're just editing or adding on to an existing set. But if we want to activate this set that we just created, go up here to this, the community scaffold setting gear and click onto that. And now what you want to do is just pay attention down here. These are all the scaffolds that we have activated, right? They correspond to the ones we see in the notes. If you want to add another one, just go over here and click use. And you'll see that it shows up here, okay? So then just go down here and click contribute, finish editing. Now we should be able to see our new scaffold set, sorry. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so that's how you edit and create new scaffolds.